Oh.
What's up, family? This is Remy Please of the Flight Room Podcast. I'm with my brothers, Sayal. He there with the Uncle Nearest. P and HD.
Hey.
He there, looking cool. Simo.
Yeah.
He probably on the Don Q.
Exacto.
And Lighthouse.
What's good?
Hey, everybody here. This is episode 40, the big 40. It's less than a year and we on 40 right now. I should have got a fucking 40 ounce for episode 40. Goddamn.
Take them back.
Hey, but I'm not even going, gradually, get in there. I'm gonna jump in this shit off the break. Let's talk about fucking. let's talk about fucking. Is it possible for you to smash somebody and then be friends after that? Is it possible? We adults, we are adulter than adults. It's possible to smash and then be friends afterwards.
Yeah, I think that's possible. I think that's very possible. I think as long as it's an understanding to the situation. I feel like whenever one person wants more than the other person, that's when it becomes an issue. But if there's like an understanding between the two before the smashing, and I mean sometimes it can be an understanding afterwards, but it's always an issue when one person was more than the other. I think that's usually when it becomes a problem.
I feel you. That's how I feel like that's how it starts though, but the lines get crossed. Once you exchange energy with somebody like that, you start, I don't know, sometimes that opens up different emotions even after agreement. So it can complicate things. I don't think after you do that you could well I don't want to say you can't be friends, but just like you said, it has to be an understanding. But sex, man, it can get in the way of things too. Because when you say you do, that could make more of a connection. Say you're friends at first, and then you have sex, and the sex is good, bomb or something. That could like build the connection too. Almost backfire on you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like a person by person basis. Like if the person's matured enough to know their boundaries, or even if you just let that person know off break, you know what I mean? Like what time it is. Like you can't you can't set up somebody and be like, oh yeah, I'm trying to do this and that with you, and then hit and then duck off. So that's when it gets a little dangerous. If you like set up parameters and guidelines and shit like that, yeah, it's possible. If it's a mutual understanding what's going on at that point in time. Yeah, but like you said, Pete, that sex can definitely complicate things.
Yeah, especially when you start to add in, because sex, we already know it's sex coming to soul ties and everything like that. And it also brings about like new personalities into your personality based off of you having sex with somebody else. It could bring that into your life. But I think yes, and then I want to say it's also a respect factor. It can be it needs to be a respect factor. So what I'm saying, like whereas though if you do have sex or you knock somebody down, and then like later on when person A or person B gets in a relationship, we understand the boundaries and the respect for the relationship. Whereas though I know not to ever even like mention like the interaction or the actual intercourse because that person can bring up like bad, not necessarily bad memories, but it could bring up memories that could put somebody else's relationship, marriage, or situationship in jeopardy. So you know what I'm saying? As long as it's a respect factor, I think it is very plausible that you can have friendship with somebody even after smashing. How deep of a friendship? I know it'll be tough just because like you not necessarily you might not be able to look at the person the same ever again because of you saw them with their clothes off, so you're not necessarily gonna be able to look them eye to eye and be like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna have a serious conversation when all of a sudden I know what you look like behind closed doors undressed.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's like some fuck shit though when people use like that friendship to get back in, you know, that similar situation again though.
Yep.
Like if you just trying to be my friend now because you think there's a chance that you know what I mean we can have that time again to maybe make something happen out of that. Like if you know what I'm saying, they're using that as a gateway. That's some fuck shit.
Yep.
Literally.
What you think, Corey?
Ditto. Ditto.
But here's some of our poll results because we posted this earlier. We want to be more interactive, but like believe it or not, 31% said no. I would like to hear from people to say no, like it's not a possibility. Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, I would. All right, so to further this question, you and this is just off of like guessing now. Do y'all think the people that said no are females and they can't necessarily have a friendship with a male after they had intercourse with him? And because me personally, I feel like a good portion of those no's are probably females in which they might not be able to have a relationship with a man after because for a female it might take a lot more for them to actually get to that point of having sexual intercourse with the person, and so to actually have a friendship afterwards is probably more difficult. But I don't know. Okay.
I think it's a legit person by person basis.
Mm-hmm.
Like some females are going to be, you know, they know their boundaries and they know where they lay. I mean, of course, like you would think they're more susceptible to like catching feelings and shit like that, but some absolutely know where they're at and yeah. also if your sex is trash, they are cool with letting you go. So,
but that's when some dudes get emotional about that shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I was gonna say. I know.
And then they want to be your friend, and then the dude want to be your friend, so you think you gonna have another chance of the shit. You gonna get another crack at it. But nah, bro, you should have held it down at the point in time. So yeah, I mean, my advice is, you know, set up guidelines before you fuck the shit out of somebody, and if you're gonna fuck the shit out of somebody, be responsible for shit, yeah. Don't say can't go in. Yeah, don't say wild shit. Yeah, don't say wild shit to get there, and don't say wild shit afterwards. Like, don't build up. Don't build a palace while you in the palace.
Yeah, some people, you know yourself. Some people, they you know, like you were saying, Randall, it's a case by case basis. It's like, you know, some people, they have a higher tolerance for alcohol. Some people have a higher tolerance for weed. Some people can't handle, you know, detachment. Some people know if they get their feelings involved a lot easier than other people. If you're the type of person that know that you get your feelings involved easier, you probably shouldn't go down certain paths. Is that simple?
I feel like people use like fucking though to like they'll like fuck this person to see who will like attach to them though, and that's dangerous as well. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They like throwing the bait out there. So yeah, I don't know if y'all ready to have that discussion. Yeah, I got a little quiet over there. But yeah, I believe that shit.
Yeah,
through and through. But yeah, if anybody in the comments want to chime in about yes or no, are you a yes or no? I know y'all don't use y'all full usernames and shit. Just give me a wire and it don't matter. We're gonna go to the next topic though. I mean, do dudes out here, or I don't know. I say dudes because we do some dudes. The dudes out here do certain things or wear certain things to impress females, or we do this shit to impress our peers.
I think it's
All right,
both.
so on that topic, I think it's a little bit of both. So I think to impress, I think men they buy things to impress women. I think when men buy things, like I guess quote unquote for other men, it's more in competition. I feel like what motivates a man is more like, it's like, oh, he got that, I can do it too. Oh, he got that car. Oh shit, I can get that car too. It's not rather more of a like, you trying to impress them, but it's more of a like, it's almost like a you trying to stick your chest out like he's sticking this chest out kind of type shit. Where I feel like when it comes to women, it's straight up peacocking, like you trying to show, like, look at this beautiful car, come hop in type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the difference. Like as far as what motivates a man to buy something, for like men is more, like I said, competition. For women is more like as bait, you know what I'm saying, to bring women in. So that's how I look at that shit.
I would agree with that. But I would, as far as the women, I feel like they're more so just with the competition amongst themselves or whatever. But it's both for dudes. It's both for dudes because you. I mean, look at every rapper out there joint. They always talking shit about you ain't got no money, dog. All the beefs. That's all the beefs. You ain't got no money, dog. Look at all these chains I got. You know what I'm saying? And the chains is also to pull the girls in or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
just like you said, the bait.
Yeah, and then for the women, it's just competition amongst themselves or whatever. Look at my bag. You know what I'm saying? I got this new Chanel, this new Louis, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like females like get bags don't impress men. So
exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's just
women.
competition. Yeah, it's competition amongst themselves. That's it.
And then like I don't think females understand like unless she's like a real sneakerhead, like females don't really care about. I mean, I heard females say they look at the shoes first of all, but like they don't know like all the shoes. They don't know all the shoes. So.
I don't think females in general really don't know what like the fly shit for dudes is, unless she just one of those type of women that's like into fashion and shit like that. But just the average everyday woman, she don't really care about your like clothes as long as you like keep your shit clean and you smell good, you got good hygiene, you pretty you all right.
I think it's evolved a little bit though with the shoes. I think it's evolved a little bit. I mean, it used to be some Nikes, then it was Jordans, and I think now it's you got some Gucci's or some shit on, some Giuseppe's or something on. You don't got them joints on. You got the road, dog. You got the road.
I do have a problem though with people just buy shit because it's trendy, and like I think that's when people dress to impress just because it's trendy. That shit don't even look good. Y'all just buying the shit because of the name. Y'all buying the shit because of the look. Y'all buying the shit because it's hot right now and seasonal. Y'all just buying shit to be buying shit because you think other motherfuckers like the shit. You don't buy the shit because it make you feel good. You just buy the shit because it makes other people watch or repost or
I seen that before.
Yeah,
make them think you got money or something.
Yeah, but that's usually the case when you see that. It's just somebody that got money to spend, and it's like oh, that's what everybody like. Let me get it too. Now look at me, I have it too, guys. Look, like that's kind of like the attitude and shit.
And they might not even have it to spend.
Some people break the bank for that. Some people break the bank, and then now you.
But you can kind of see through it though. You can kind of just
you sleeping on a mattress on an air mattress on the floor. You got all these belts and you wearing that shit. You know what I mean? You got your belt poking out and shit. Like, come on, that shit don't mean shit. That shit don't mean shit. Them Chanel shoes don't mean shit. Them Jones ugly. Them Jones are ugly.
That's the name of that.
Them Dior Jordans. Them Dior Jordans get you in through doors.
Them what?
Them Dior's get you the drawers. That's what he said.
No, they get you through doors.
But yeah, I want to think Dior Jordans because like you had to be like a real sneakerhead to like notice them. Just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
They got my man to the inauguration.
Oh.
Yeah. But he was yoking the shit out of them junk, so I can't even
I'm saying,
claim.
but that's how you can tell though, Randall. That's my point. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
If he was in the type of nigga that wore them shits on the regular, he would not have been tying them joints like that.
No. Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. Yeah. A nigga look like an undercover cop.
Exactly. Right. That's exactly how that shit looks.
Can I buy 2 marijuanas, please? Like, come on, bro.
That's it. 2
marijuanas.
All right, so I think we moving kind of quick here, but to kind of fuck y'all up, rattle y'all. We, for the most of us, we got kids. Some of y'all, damn, B not in here. He got a daughter. But we talking about like rappers and dressing to impress and making a good impression. If y'all could choose a rapper, a public figure, we gonna say a rapper, to be your son-in-law, that's kind of wild. Like if you think of like the rap elite, they kind of do this shit. Like Lil Wayne, you don't hear him see anything about, or Floyd Mayweather and shit like that. If y'all can choose like, you know, a rapper to be your son-in-law, who would it be?
Oh yeah, by the way, this was a subscriber submitted question too, by the way.
And the last one, matter of fact.
I'd like to change the question up and say, if you had to choose.
Yeah, if you absolutely had to choose, like, and she only liked rappers and had the wherewithal to choose rappers.
Mine was Jaden Smith.
Thank you. That's a good one.
Yeah, bro, you wildin'.
Yo, so, please explain, son.
Why?
I'll just say that because he's just like a centric little dude. Like he's just one of them. I don't think she would be into him so long enough for it to be anything. That's how I'm gonna play that shit. I don't think it'll be no longevity in it because like how long their relationships even last anyway. I wouldn't even take that serious. But if it wasn't gonna be somebody she broke through on, I'd be like, oh, okay, I know you bullshitting anyway. So yeah. I was thinking about that too, man. I don't know. I'm about to hear what y'all say, but I don't know. I have trouble with that.
Who's the hottest Christian rapper out here? Who's the hottest Christian rapper?
Yeah, right.
Nobody knows.
I don't know. Go ahead, Brandon.
I was gonna say Chance because I mean
I thought about Chance.
Yeah, that nigga had like a public young wedding and shit like that. I mean he's kind of essentially got I mean his parents aren't they like in some type of like government officials and shit like that.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, so
I was thinking maybe a Lupe Fiasco, someone kind of conscious rapper, Common.
Yeah. But that nigga think he too smart, bro. I wouldn't like a nigga think he's like too smart. Like, he question everything. Like stop.
Common, probably not Common though either, man. Common, he had this book and he said he had this problem where he like fell in love with the honeymoon phase. So that motherfucker be having problems in relationships. I kind of see it now too.
You done seen all? You done seen that?
He one of those niggas that be like never. He's like one of those people that's like never leaves he thinks the honeymoon's supposed to last forever. Erykah Badu was saying some shit. Like she said, the nigga was like kind of too clingy. Like it was like he would leave her flowers like everywhere. Like it was like just too much. You know what I'm saying? So
what's wrong with that?
I can see that shit. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but some people after a while they be like, okay, we can be regular now. You don't have to do all this. Some people are just like that. But I would say honestly, when I first saw a question, I was like, not a single rapper, not
exactly,
exactly. Not at all. And it's not an indictment on who they are as people. It's just that the lifestyle they live. It's just too many. It's too many females. Like I don't want my daughter to deal with that stress. But you know what I'm saying. If I had to choose one, I would probably go down the same route as you, Corey. I would pick somebody who could probably teach her something. Somebody who seemed like they got a good head on their shoulders. So I go with like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I'll probably pick one of those guys, somebody in that class, one of those type of guys.
Yeah, and then you know those guys got like a wifey and kids, but you'll never see them. So yeah, I would like.
I like that too, though. Yeah. I like how they keep their family in the background and shit. You know, to me that says protection. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that. I like that type of shit.
I hear that too, man.
Yeah, I'm along the same lines as you. I would say either J. Cole. I mean, like I would hate to have to pick this because this is a tough ass question. Period. Point blank. But I would hate to have to pick this. But if I had to, I would have to say either maybe like a J. Cole type or a D Smoke type. Simply because, like, you know what I'm saying, you talk about D Smoke and I mean, when we talk about J. Cole, you already know like his struggles, or not necessarily his struggles, but his life trajectory and like everything. So I feel like he's got a good head on his shoulders, pause. And then also D Smoke as well. It's fucking weird. It's weird. I quit. In comments, I quit. Somebody in the comments said somebody in the comments said Common's relationships don't last, and I think that's true. So you got the relationship he had with Erica, then you got the relationship he had with Angela Rye,
Serena.
Yeah. That's not a bad list, though.
I was about to say, I mean, hey, he might fall in love fast, but I mean, he be pulling them still, you know.
Yeah. Tiffany Haddish.
I ain't mad at him at all.
Hey, do you think he's still friends like our last?
He probably is. I think he probably
keeps
still
the business professional.
They probably, they probably still respect him and shit.
A lot of women have moved on too. You know, I don't think he's trying to rekindle anything after that shit.
Ain't nobody picking a Lil Wayne and nobody with money. No.
I'm surprised you ain't pick Dipset, Corey.
Shit. Shit, boy.
What about Lil Romeo, Master P in there? You know they're gonna be. He said,
Brianna J said Tiffany Haddish. Oh yeah, Tiffany Haddish was another one with comments said Tiffany Haddish was dragging. All right.
Yeah, she right though.
I had no clue about that.
Either.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was dragging him. I thought she was dragging him, but I thought she was doing that. I remember she was talking, quote unquote, talking bad about him, but I thought that was part of her her comedy sketch and her comedy routine to talk bad. Because even at that time, I didn't even know they really broke up. I thought they were still together. Truthfully,
it's just weird how like celebrities just always,
it's like high school
celebrities.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, but why is that? Like, it's like they be, it's like high school.
I think it's the money.
It's weird. Yeah, that might play a part. I think
like only they can understand what they go through or some type shit like that. I guess.
Yeah, I think they worry about somebody taking their money. I think they worry about losing their money to somebody. Getting married and losing their money.
You can still do it though. You can still lose your money to whoever.
Yeah.
Just because they got money, you can still lose money too.
Shout out Kevin Federline.
Right, yeah.
Secure that bag. Biggest come up ever.
Secure that bag, King.
That's what they're worried about.
For real.
Yeah. Speaking of
that Federline and that Bezos.
Speaking about white allies, Kevin Federline. Do y'all think white liberals, we should look at them as friends? Do y'all think we should look at them as friends?
I don't see why not. I do see why not, but
explain, sir. Let's hear what you guys say.
No, I'm just saying. I get where the question's coming from. Because it's the times we in, and it's always been what people have been worried about anyway is overt racism. Shit out in your face or whatever. And there's that. I guess you could say that underhanded racism may be where it's at right now. You know what I'm saying? Where it's the worst right now anyway. Because, like I said, I didn't mind when Trump was out this joint because I knew he didn't like me. I knew them folks didn't like me. You know what I'm saying? I like to know if you don't like me, so I can just go on my way and I don't got to fuck with you. You ain't got to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that underhanded type shit. Yeah, but I don't know.
It's like you said, that shit was just, it was a big subject of 2020. Now they want to make a conscious effort to try to adjust things and just bring more, pay more attention to it. And even if they're acting like they're doing more work towards us as a community, I don't know. I just feel like history is just like always don't trust a white man. Like, do you know what I mean? You can't trust a white man. I don't know. It's just in the back of my head. I don't know why, but
And then
you know exactly why. It ain't no you. I don't know why.
No,
yeah,
I understand why. It's just like I don't want it to be that in 2021. You know what I'm saying?
Then why is it such a push for the white man to save you?
Everything. I mean,
because they in power, they run shit.
Don't trust them.
So you can't trust any of them then, right?
I wouldn't say that, but
why not?
I wouldn't say that.
No, I know. I don't want to say that either.
Yeah, but
you can't trust any of them in politics then, because
it just has to be. It just has to be.
That's why I don't like to think that the white guy who drives the beer truck has power over me. I don't want to think that. You know what I'm saying? When we talking about white people in politics, we talking about like white people behind the scenes that pull the strings. Okay, that's a different conversation. But these white average everyday 9 to 5, like them niggas have no power.
Yeah, no, they Gucci. They can come to the barbecue, as they say.
I mean,
that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people that's not even like in tune with shit. You know, them 80-year-old motherfuckers, and the people that's not even out here in the community, like don't even understand. I want to talk about like just a direct, community white people.
I think everybody got to educate themselves on a liberal side, on a conservative side, because there's a lot of fucking dummies that go way too hard for their perspective side. And that's when shit make it make it look so messy. Like you got white people fighting for Black Lives Matter, whether they're paid or not. Who's to say? But or they got MAGA people looking retarded, whether they're getting paid or not. Who's to say? I don't know. But I can say like when it's like the extreme of the shit, that's when shit gets it looks fucking stupid as shit.
I mean, just in general, it's just common sense. It's like no matter what side you on, every liberal ain't gonna be your friend. Like if I'm a liberal myself, every liberal ain't gonna be my friend. If I'm a conservative myself, every conservative ain't my friend. It's like okay, we might agree on that aspect, but I guarantee you, as we start pulling layers back, we gonna find some shit about each other we don't fuck with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like when people try to like just broad every person with a broad brush, I feel like that's kind of lazy, but. But even as far as this whole like are white liberals really black people's friends? It's funny, these discussions have been going on for so many years. When what's that movie that came out with Chadwick Boseman, just the last joint when he was saying all that blasphemous shit?
All right,
but remember the conversations, the guy he killed. Remember the conversations that they was having before? It was the same conversations niggas is having now, and this shit was basically back in the 20s, I think it was. If I'm not mistaken, but it's like the same arguments that niggas was having in the 20s, niggas is having today. So some guy changed. If you look at our this is clip with Malcolm X. There's a clip with Malcolm X where he was literally talking about the white liberal, and literally when he was saying this, it's the same conversations niggas is having in 2020. I mean, or 2021. You know what I'm saying? So I think just that alone is a problem within itself that clearly has changed.
Whenever you're ready, I got that.
Play that.
Came along with the 13th, 14th, and 5th Amendments, which were supposed to solve the problem. The problem is still here. 9 years ago, 9 more white liberals, so-called, came up with what they call a Supreme Court desegregation decision, and the problem is still here. And then another white man named Kennedy came along running for president and told Negroes what all he was going to do. They voted for him, and they voted for him. 80%. He's been in office now for 3 years, and the problem is still here. When police dogs were biting black women and black children and black babies in Birmingham, Alabama, that Kennedy talked about what he couldn't do because no federal law had been violated. And as soon as the Negroes exploded and began to protect themselves and got the best of the crackers in Birmingham, then Kennedy sent for the troops. And there was no, he didn't have any new law. When he sent for the troops, when the Negroes erupted, than he had at the time when whites were erupting. So we are within our rights and with justice, with justification, when we express doubt concerning the ability of the white man to solve our problem, and also when we express doubt concerning his integrity, concerning his sincerity, because you will have to confess that the problem has been around here for a long time, and whites have been saying the same thing about it for the past 100 years, and there's no nearer a solution today than there was 100 years ago.
Nigga,
Dude,
what
he
year
ain't
was
said no
that?
lie. He ain't said no lie.
All right,
50
so
years
I'm
ago.
saying he said this shit. We've been complaining about the same shit
Yeah.
for the past 100
Forever.
years. That was about
Yeah.
80 years ago when he said it,
Yeah.
or whatever it was, 76,
But
whatever.
50.
I mean, that's
and
just
he
something.
talking
That's
about
something to think
liberals
about.
too, though. That's
Something to think about.
and he's talking about liberals too. That's why I was like hesitant when I first started talking about it. But it's like when they had the whole civil rights thing going on, the whole civil rights movements or whatever, and it was black people marching in the streets, and then they wanted to move to then the white women wanted to move to a feminism or whatever, and then that took the black women from that was running with the civil rights of black movements and shit. They went over to the feminism type shit or whatever. So it's like, yeah, that's exactly why I understand why that question was posed. I understand why that question is posed. Are they our friends or are they not? Yeah, but nah.
There's this other Malcolm X interview. I wish I can't remember exactly which one. It's probably easy to find where he was using another example where he said the liberal and the conservative are the same, but they're different. The liberal is the fox. The conservative. You seen that one before?
Pull it
Where
up.
he said the
Pull it
liberal
up.
is the fox,
Please
the
pull it up.
conservative is the wolf. You know that the wolf is a predator, but you look at the fox as being like less threatening. But the fox ends up with the prey before the wolf does, because you already know the wolf is coming for you. The fox acts like it's your friend. That's how the fox ends up getting the meal first. So that's how he was comparing the liberal to conservative.
So
like,
that fox. That sounds That makes sense.
But their
to me.
agenda is still the same. At the end, the agenda is still the same. You know.
Hey, when they had that insurrection, would y'all quote when Malcolm X talking about the chickens came home to roost? The chickens came home to roost with the insurrection up there at the Capitol.
Yeah, but I feel like that was like organized because you seen.
You think so?
Yeah, because you seen like the people that was really had invested interest in that whole MAGA shit. Like, oh, we not rocking with these people that's going in there. So I don't know. Like I said, there's extremes on both sides. So,
but I'm saying, did you see what I was saying when that joint was going on when we was all texting or whatever? How they was not getting their ass beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, dog?
I think that's by design for real.
Yeah. And so that point right there leads me to my answer to our white liberals actually friends. So I think I don't think that we can consider them quote unquote friends, but at the same time I don't think we can't consider them friends. I know they can be an ally, but at the same time they don't know and don't understand what we're going through. So I was actually having a conversation with a white person, and they were talking about like and we talked about the Capitol insurrection, and then we talked about like different things about that. But then we were talking, and they were talking about how like this is so much of a surprise for them, and like they would have never thought like things like this could have ever happened. And then meanwhile, like on our side of the scope, like and we all know about it, and like we might not have experienced it to this extreme or to that extreme, but we're like, I'm like, dog, nah, like I'm surprised, or what I say, I'm not surprised that it happened. I'm more like shocked that it was able to go on. I mean, no, I'm not. No, sorry, I'm not surprised that it happened, but it's just like this is a prime example of like the two sides of the equation. Whereas though you're saying you would have never thought this would have happened, and meanwhile, me and my friends and my family members have experienced this or experienced something like this on multiple occasions. Whereas though we've seen or we've been in situations that have been nothing close to this, and we've experienced bodily harm and grave danger, as opposed to like these bombers that are causing grave danger and not experiencing anything that we've done. So I think yes. I think white, yes, exactly. I think white liberals do have the ability to be an ally, quote unquote, but at the same time, they're not. When they go back and have their conversations, how do you use your conversation? Is your conversation to amongst other white people actually going to, you know what I'm saying, benefit black people? And then like even when you're having that conversation, when you're having that tough conversation about like hypothetically speaking, when you're having that conversation about George Floyd, and you hear the the talk like, well, what did he do wrong? Or even when it's not even George Floyd, when it's any other black person, well, what did he do wrong? Are you challenging other white people and saying like, nah, motherfucker, he didn't do anything wrong? Like that's just how the system, or that's just how things are been engraved in black people, like in the system. Like, you know what I'm saying? No,
I hear you, Al.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think another thing is like how I put it. I guess it's like even these situations where you got like out in Portland where all these people were out here rioting and fighting and all that shit. I guess like even within that, it's like, all right, so what are it's usually when you have an ally in a battle, it's like, okay, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. So it's like, okay, these so-called white people who are coming in fighting and for the name of black people, or in the name of black people, like, okay, so they're scratching our back, but then what are we doing to scratch their back? If you can't answer what we're doing to scratch their back, that means that they're using us for their own agenda. Like it can't, like how are you just jumping in here, you know what I'm saying, saying you're doing something for black people. Well, black people don't even know what they're doing back in return for you. You see what I'm saying? So you just using a black, black trauma as an opportunity to jump in and say, hey, I'm doing this for you. But in turn, you really just pushing your own agenda. Like if we don't have nothing that we actually bring into the table for them, then there's no true even exchange, which means that they just come in and hijacking some shit. And I feel like that's kind of what gave space to that. Like we were saying before, if there's a Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying, fucking t-shirts on NBA players during the bubble, then an Antifa member can go out there and cause a riot and say, I'm doing this because of the oppression of the blacks. And ain't nobody gonna say shit. They're gonna allow that shit to keep happening. And I kind of feel like that's what, opens up the space for them, because we're not like, okay, you do this for us, we do this for you. We that's not really happening. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, yeah.
I'm digesting it.
Right, I'm trying to digest it. Pause. Because at the same time, though, that's when the human nature of people supposed to come into play too. Whereas though we're supposed to understand that, like, even though I have a different color skin, or I have different pigmentation, or I have different melanin in my skin than somebody else, like, you know what I'm saying, I am not supposed to be any better than the person standing next to me. And so if I see that the pain and the trauma and everything that they're going through is the result of, you know what I'm saying, the callous or the malice in somebody else's heart based off of the color of their skin, then I feel like I can, quote unquote, be an ally to provide some, I guess, to provide some level of, you know what I'm saying, decency to the human race. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to say aid, but like decency.
But Al, do you think like just like when I don't want to say white people, just like liberals in general, you think when liberals in general just like get in they mood or their mode or just like a certain mind frame, they don't care what the cause is, they just going hard for just the cause? You know what I'm saying? Like it could be they just want to have something to fucking be in up arms about.
Yeah, I think that's.
And they try to group that shit all in with, you know what I mean, black
both
lives.
sides, though. There's both sides though.
You don't think like they try to like make like trans and gay and black and fucking
brown,
whatever.
Yeah.
Like you don't think they try to like
basically everything that's not a white man is
they
to
go
the same
boundaries.
Yeah, like it's kind of like cliche, like to a point.
Shit, Joe Biden
but
said this week. The transgender shit is the modern day civil rights or whatever. I was like, I don't know, but
yeah, but even with because I think what we do a lot in society, we look at things from like an idealistic perspective rather than what it is. And from from an idealistic perspective, if somebody's going through pain as a human being, it's like, oh, look at that person going through pain, let me help them. Okay, we can apply that to so many other aspects of life. You see a homeless person, do you give a homeless person money every single time you see them because you see that they're going through struggle and going through pain? A lot of niggas will roll they fucking wit up on a homeless person. A lot of people will fucking turn their nose and be like, what the fuck, nigga, get your fucking dirty ass away from me. It'll be a situation where
that's me.
Like people pick and choose, like niggas know and there's kids in sweatshops making Nike t-shirts, but niggas still wear Nikes. Those kids are going through pain. That like it's a lot, like we can pick and choose idealistically, as human beings. Yes, we should help people who are less than, but in reality, we don't do that. Idealistically, we should, but we don't. A lot of people don't do anything unless there's some self-interest involved. If they're not getting their back scratched, niggas is not going to be wholeheartedly involved into something just out the kindness of their heart. Most people are not, like, idealistically, yes, we want people to be like that, but most niggas, if there's no, selfish interest in the exchange, they're not going to be wholeheartedly into the duty of whatever it may be.
I agree with that.
But yeah, I agree. But at the same time, we do got to understand that some of these, and we can call them white liberals, we can call them white people, we can call them people that aren't persons of color or a person of color or what have you. But a lot of times they do have friends and they do have associates, even if it's just a coworker or even if it's just like somebody they know down the street or somebody, a business that they frequent. You know what I'm saying? Like they understand. Like as a matter of fact, so like when I always talk about the Spice Suite in Tacoma area or what have you. So like we was down there and we were riding around there, and there's I'm pretty sure it was an extremely white neighborhood, like an extremely white neighborhood. Like walking around, I mean, it was a nice warm day outside, but it was a whole bunch of white people out there, and like literally riding through the neighborhood, it's a whole bunch of Black Lives Matter flags, and it's a whole bunch of Black Lives Matter flags, as well as like all type of diversity flags in the neighborhood. Now, I don't want to. I guess I am stereotyping saying that the neighborhood was remotely white based off of the people I've seen in the neighborhood, but I don't feel like I feel like that is. And you know what I'm saying? Like just based off of knowing somebody who is going through a quote unquote struggle, or knowing somebody that is experiencing some type of pain, some type of trauma, and you're empathizing and you're showing support for what they're going through. And it's not necessarily like I'm putting this sign in my front lawn to say Black Lives Matter, because I know for a fact when the mailman or whoever the worker is that's coming to provide me a service is that I want to show them support, or I want them to give me a discount or anything like that. It's more so, you know what I'm saying, I understand what they're going through. I empathize with them. And the one way that I can show support to them right now, it's not necessarily marching on the front lines, but the one way I can show support to them is to put this flag or this banner in my front yard to let people know, like, I agree with what they're going through. Or I mean, not agree with what they're going through. I agree with why they're fighting so hard, or why they're going so hard for what they believe.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, there are genuinely good people out there, joint that they want shit to do better or whatever the fuck. So, but again, with Marcus, I do agree. Yeah, there are people out here trying to capitalize or want their back scratched too or whatever. But there are genuinely good people out there trying. So it's a yes and a no for me.
Yeah, I think it's just fulfilling for them, just like that rush of we're doing something about something.
Yeah. There's a lot of white guilt.
It feels good to do something about something, but they wouldn't switch places in a billion years.
That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, they're not going to take their food out their mouth to feed you. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to give up their so-called privilege for you to have more privilege. So here, let me put down the Black Lives Matter sign. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely giving up this privilege, no matter how unfair it was for y'all. So here, let me just put a sign down.
So I can't be mad at that, though. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a lot of white guilt. You know what I'm saying? And I also do believe a lot of that because I even talked to a white guy, and he not like one of these rich white people, but even he was saying like, man, like, hey, I got to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? So there might be a lot of white people that's using that Black Lives Matter sign just to keep niggas, you know what I'm saying, if shit go down and black people riot and get pissed off. Hey, I'm on your side. Let me put this sign down and protect me. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's a strategy too, though.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Like there's white people out here that's legit like scared that niggas is gonna pop off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because it should have been popped off. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's how white guilt. Like think about it.
It's popped off. It's popped off. That's what I'm saying. It's liable to go down anywhere.
It ain't
go down anywhere.
It ain't though. That whole insurrection shit that just happened a couple weeks ago is the prime example that it has not popped off the way it should have popped off.
What you talking about? The Capitol shit?
Yeah, I'm saying like they had all of military out there. BLM was out there joint, and they just
we couldn't do that. We didn't have a chance. We couldn't even sniff that life.
They know that that's my whole point. They know that it should fucking pop off off of just sheer history. You know what I'm saying? Just off of what has gone on. It's like, but I don't know. Are we too good? Are we too good to pop off? Is that what it is? Are we too good? Are we too good to pop off?
I never felt like that. It's just it's timing, man. It's timing.
Oh, you told too good to pop off. What you mean? Like too good to? What do you mean? Like too comfortable now to pop off?
Yeah,
too
the fucking Capitol, take over all that shit.
I mean, I don't know. All right, so put it like this. Here's my question, right? All right, so let's say that moment it came where like that signal was sent out to all black people, like, all right, nigga, it's time for us to turn up. Like, all right, so you gonna get up, you gonna go out your door, and then what? Like, that's why I want to know, like, who you gonna turn up against?
Exactly. That's a
good
question.
Any random white person you see, or you gonna like go to the authorities, like the police department?
And that's what
like who you gonna go after?
That's what these Trump folks think. That's why they.
I know, but that's why I want to know. Because I've been here. I be hearing niggas saying that like black people, we need to fight back. So I want to know like who. All right, so when that moment we start fighting back, is it against the police? Is it against the white people that like live like a couple streets down? Is it the guy that be? Is it that white dude who warms up his Pop-Tarts in the office in the break room every morning? Like who's the white guy?
Man, it's just complete chaos. Nobody knows. That's why talking about hatred for white people.
That's why they say the revolution won't be televised.
All right, but who? That's what I'm saying. So who are we going to? That's why I want to know. Like, who's the op? You know what I'm saying? Like, who we going against? Let me know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like when the moment is to pop off and we go out, we start fighting back. Where them niggas at? We fighting back against?
Where they at?
Where they at?
Yeah, I know. That's why I said
I know something to think about, right?
They weren't trying to fight nobody or take like they stormed over a damn Capitol. They wasn't about to, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't doing no war shit.
We're not organized, man.
They wasn't organized. They was a bunch of clowns. That shit was the most clownish shit I've ever seen. You know?
Right.
That shit was clownish.
Hold on, you said they wasn't organized when they stormed the Capitol? No, they were organized.
They was not. They got let in. That shit wasn't. It was organized.
That's why I said they were organized. They were organized because they knew they were organized because they were let in. They knew who was going to be on. Basically, they knew who was going to be at the who was going to be on security, who was going to be at the cut door. They knew where the offices were. They just didn't know. I mean, you just don't know about the secret tunnels and the secret and the escape route for the congressman.
The president invited them out there. They was organized.
But it was also organized. The media was organized in that joint because they had like every news station inside the joint already taking pictures of all the idiots inside. Like that shit was organized.
And when the cameraman was going back, or when the cop was trying to hold him back, there was a camera behind him. That was a one clip scene for real. I was like, look at this shit. He going backwards up the stairs and shit. He looking back at the camera. Like,
that shit was fucking. That was some goddamn like James Bond type shit. Like,
didn't I say that the last time? How those cameras already get in there?
Every news station was already in there, ready.
It was a congressional hearing going on.
Yeah, maybe they're there every day, guys. How do you know?
it was skilled cameramen in that job.
But so you got two things though. You got the actual congressional hearing going on, and in which you have all the Congress people there. So you're going to have camera people in there for one, and then you already have a protest. And then when you got a protest of that magnitude, you already have every camera station you're supposed to, or I feel like you're supposed to have every.
So when them motherfuckers broke in, right? The MAGA people broke in, and the news people followed after them, right? Do they get arrested too?
Oh, the news people?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, all of them ain't get a press pass, right?
Well, some of the MAGA people ain't getting arrested.
Yeah, true. But you got a press pass with your name tag, your lane here.
Have y'all seen any of the them little digital joints they got at the bus stops in DC where it was like, have you seen this person from like some of the people that was rioting at the Capitol? They got like a digital screen at a bunch of different bus stops in DC that has like faces of suspects from the Capitol riots and shit like that. And it's like, have you seen this person suspected pipe bomber and shit like that? So I mean,
damn.
Yeah, they got all that shit out there. Like if you just drive through the
Nah,
city, you'll see them joints.
I don't go to DC. They got that COVID out there.
They got COVID everywhere. Now. I feel like it's a spike in that shit lately.
Oh yeah, got to be.
Like
Got to be. All them
they turn the heat up. They turn the heat up just
Yeah, they turn up that nozzle.
Yeah, uh-huh.
You're right though, because it has been a spike. And you know how like they always got to make somebody a public figure with that old boy from the NBA TV just passed away from that shit.
Oh
There was
yeah.
a couple other people. Yeah,
Wait, who? I didn't know about this. Who?
Sekou Smith.
Yeah.
Who?
Sekou Smith.
Sekou Smith. I know who that is. I know the name.
Black dude.
He like he be always wearing the glasses and stuff. The African dude.
I gotta look it up. I know the name. I'm about to look it up.
But nah, they said his last broadcast was the 11th, and then he just passed away the other day,
Mm-hmm.
or yesterday.
Oh, he just passed.
the other day.
Like he literally just passed.
Was that on Kobe Day? Was that on Kobe Day?
I think it was the day before Kobe. Was it on Kobe
I
Day?
think
Or
it was
It
yesterday.
was Kobe Day.
It was
It
on
was
It
Kobe
was
Day.
Kobe Day.
Okay, I seen it like late night. Then you know them hours. All right,
Yeah, that seemed kind of random, bro.
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like, but you know, I should be having it in the threes too. That's what's crazy.
Yeah. Nice.
Because
But
who else passed it?
at the end of the day, it's some good people out this joint. So yeah, I ain't gonna shit on the liberals. I ain't gonna shit on white liberals like that. It's good folks out here.
Like that.
Yeah, man, it's good folks out here. It's good folks out here.
All right, all right. So I want to get to this next show. You know how we always join on each other, right? We join each other. People don't really.
Yeah, don't.
We don't know like our people on the outside don't really know our like inner comedy, our inside jokes and shit. So we want to let y'all know, you know, a little bit about the cast, the crew right here. Remy Please, Corey Mo, Lighthouse, Hey Al, PNHD. Like if there's something you can say like the about the best quality trait about the next man, what can y'all say? I don't want to just make this like no fucking bromance or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Just get
I
in.
thought it was Jonan. I was ready to fire y'all ass up.
Boy, you ain't
Go
ready.
ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You not even ready. But yeah, if I don't know who want to jump out there first, you know, just go down the line.
I'll jump out there. Let me see.
Good qualities, nigga. Not sparking nobody.
Fire y'all ass up. All right.
Motherfucking
I'm gonna start off with Lighthouse. Lighthouse, one of the incredible producers. You know, my man got beats. If this is a promo right here, if you're looking for a beat, holla at my man Lighthouse. He got incredible beats. I'm gonna get two of y'all out the way real quick. Phil.
Paul.
Yeah, see, y'all can never be serious. Y'all always on joke time. Now, Phil and Alex, I think y'all got like the gift of gab and very sociable, very likable, able to, you know, when you walk up in the room, these Bammers are always talking to whoever, even if they don't know him. You know what I'm saying? Remy, my guy is a hard worker. I remember being in college, this man was getting up at 6 a.m. and shit, and going to work and shit, dog. I got to pay these bills, dog. I got 9 kids, dog.
Why you still say that? I got 9 kids.
Just one.
9 kids. They call this nigga Country Wayne. Shit.
Just out here.
Yeah. We ran through everybody?
Yeah.
Nah. Oh, did he?
He did. All right, go up, P. You ready?
Man, I'll go ahead and say, well, first I'll start with Lighthouse too. I know Lighthouse is a creative. I've had a lot of good sessions with Lighthouse on like deep thinking and just power moves, and also I know Lighthouse is a true day one. I feel like all of us have struggled together and had our, you know, breakthroughs and all that. But me personally, you know, me and Lighthouse, we had like a whole segment, dog. Especially like me coming from like Colorado. You remember that fucking summer we did, Marcus? That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that's, I feel like that's one of the things that made us men and kind of made us like a stronger bond. Cause you know, we just like depending on each other, and we came through for each other like that whole time, and that proved a lot to me. And even after that, though, you know, me and Al too. Me and Al do got a great connect. I feel like me and Al is like the energy, just like Corey was kind of saying, like that's always my guy, you know, on the dancing and shit. We always just have like it's a good vibe, man. We do always feed off each other. It's so natural too, it's crazy. Even when we used to hoop, all that stuff. So I always appreciate that too. Corey, that's my muscle. This nigga's probably me and him always talk the most shit. Me, him, and probably Paul. Paul talk a lot of shit. People probably wouldn't even know that, but yeah, we be going at each other. It's been like that forever. But now Corey always muscle. I know he gonna come through too, man. Shit, we got yeah. Me and Remy, we was on the creative too. I think a lot of shit y'all don't know about Remy, man. He like he a deep thinker too. He real smart. That's like my movie exchange dude. You know, music. We built a lot of creative shit together too, and he actually real funny too. I don't think people know that. Like on a
funny ass nigga,
asshole, yeah, like an asshole brash level. It'd be funny. Like people respond to it too. They respond to it well. I don't think a lot of people know that though. I'm sure you're gonna see it. But yeah, that nigga's funny on the low. So yeah, and I wish B was in here. B, he goofy dude too. I've had some good times with B. He another creative, silly type dude. I don't know. It's a lot. But it's a unique bunch.
Be another incredible producer too.
Yeah, I go through my joint. So yeah, with Brian, I think Brian is a good hoster, or hosty, or whatever you want to call it. I think if you go over his house, he's gonna make sure you good, you comfortable. He likes to set the mood. Definitely, he's a great storyteller too. I think Brian is a great storyteller. He's like very engaging when he tells his stories. And he's supportive. I think, and he's very supportive. I think if you have like an event, something going on, like Brian gonna show up, almost every time. Alex, I think first thing I think about Alex, I go all the way back to college, party, fun. Like this nigga be the main nigga at every party dancing.
You got the connect.
And like whoever said it before, very sociable. Every time I went somewhere with him, he knows somebody, he talking to people, and I give him that. And then he's very competitive. I always remember he always trying to play like some sort of competition games, trivia, it'd be damn tic-tac-toe, you know what I'm saying? Like he down. Corey, funny, hilarious, comedian. I just go all the way back to college, man. When you and K-Bay, y'all was like the dynamic duo. That's how I met y'all niggas. I literally thought y'all was the funniest niggas on the planet. So, and as everybody can see that watch the show, like an incredible, sense of humor, you know what I'm saying? Always. And Randall, all right, so Randall, I look at you like very socially intelligent, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you read the room very well. I think also you know a lot of information, which makes you relatable to a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? That, like, you know a little bit of everything, so I think it makes it easy for people to relate to you. And I think it's the same thing that Phil was saying. It's like you kind of like, or you and Phil got that similar trait where y'all can kind of like, move in a room. And leading to Phil, I think just savvy, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the first word that I would say to describe Phil. I think Phil's a very savvy dude. Like, he just know how to move around. Somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. If you need something, he knows somebody. It's the best way to describe it. Paul, ambitious. I think that's the first word that come to mind with Paul. He ain't the type to settle for less. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely the first thing I think of. And is that everybody? Did I miss anybody?
No, that was everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
I go ahead, Al. I'm gonna finish off. Go ahead, Al.
Wrap it up. All right. Well, I'm gonna start out, and I'm gonna say this about everybody, but this ain't no me like taking away or trying to ease out. But I do want to start out and say every motherfucking person on this jump is a family man. And that goes down from fucking, I guess I gotta say all of them now. Marcus to fucking Corey to fucking Randall to fucking to Paul to Phil to Brian. But I do want to definitely tip my hat to Marcus. I mean, for you to marry your high school sweetheart, you know what I'm saying? And everything we always talk about, Marcus is always talking about how not only that family, his immediate family, but also, you know what I'm saying, the in-laws as well as like the inner circle, and raising them up correctly, you know what I'm saying. So had tipped to Marcus for that, and then Marcus is always an intricate thought thinker. So Marcus is thought provoking, and then it's thought provoking, and it's always going like open your eyes and open your mind. And the same thing with Randall. So them two guys right there are always like coming up with like things that make you think outside of the box. And even if you want to challenge their thinking or challenge their conversation, to have an open conversation, it's going to be had. Like, you know what I'm saying? If these motherfuckers don't agree with you, it's cool. Like they're gonna let you know. But at the same time, they're going to get their point across, and they're going to allow you to get your point across too. So them two motherfuckers are definitely some thought-provoking motherfuckers. P, that nigga Phil is a mellow dude. Like and all my years of knowing P, like I really don't think I've ever seen him like truly mad. Except for if the Eagles are playing. Except for if the Eagles are playing. That's the only time like you can see like Phil's true emotions. Other than that, like
even when he's mad, it's like he don't even yell. He just be like, he just like shrug his shoulders and shit. Like, he don't even yell. I've never seen this nigga yell.
Yeah,
he might like go like this, but he don't never yell.
Yeah, so like that's a trait in itself. Like for you to. For us to be around somebody for so many years and for you to never see somebody mad, like that's a trait right there in itself. And then Randall's are also one of those hardworking guys too. Like, I mean, we talk about it with the multiple jobs and just making sure you're providing and doing the different things that you can, whether it's jobs that the normal person wouldn't take, and you know what I'm saying, it's that. And then even still, like with the ability, and Randall's also my sports guy too. So like, because he's local right now, because he's local right now, like I feel we had the opportunity to go to some games, but like right now, I feel like me and Randall always like just be like, all right, we got some tickets for tonight, and Randall be like, all right, I'll be there. Oh, and Randall's also a punctual motherfucker too. Randall says he will be there in 10 minutes. That nigga's gonna be there in 10 minutes. And if you are not there in 10 minutes,
so punctual.
Yeah.
Nah, he will be on time.
Yeah, and then Corey, as everybody said, man, this nigga Corey might be one of the funniest niggas I know. You know? Like literally just with some shit he just say off the top of his head, and it'd be like, dog, Corey, that was not the right time in which you were supposed to say that shit. But Corey just like, fuck it, like,
and then just laugh at it.
Yeah, let me lighten the mood. Let me lighten the mood, man. Yeah, and then also it's true. And then also one other thing about Phil too, just because like. Phil is also like very disciplined as well. You know what I'm saying? Like if he has a strict diet or a strict regimen that he's going to stick to, he's going to stick to that. I mean, I think that's probably from the military background, but you know what I'm saying? Like Phil, he's very like Phil's very hard worker too. He might be a lazy motherfucker at times, but Phil's very hard working when he
the timing be off. But I got you.
He said the timing is off.
Yeah, everybody else time be off.
Another thing about Phil is always down to make a move. Like if you need somebody to roll with you, that nigga Phil gonna hold you down every time. And he always down, bro.
He gonna ask what we wearing though.
and that's another thing too. And he's also down to change sceneries too, you know. Like for Phil, like it's so many different times where we don't even know where the fuck this nigga Phil is Carmen San Diego, like used to be like where in the fuck is Carmen San Diego? Because it'd be like Phil be like, yeah, I'm
Atlanta,
Colorado.
Oh, I'll be there tomorrow. And this nigga's on the West Coast. Like this nigga pop up. I'm like, all right, nigga, I'm gonna see you when I see you.
Yeah. I'm getting my passport stamp right now. I'll be there.
Yeah.
All right, let me go. All right. I'm just gonna work in this who I see. All right, Corey, this nigga is hilarious, and he's also very your probably best quality, like as far as it show, you stay strong in your beliefs and like you don't fold, and that shit is like very important, especially to the show. Like
yes, sir.
Whatever you believe that shit tenfold, and that shit is a lot of people don't do that shit.
That's right. The sky is green, nigga. Don't tell me nothing different.
The thing about Corey's like funny. The nigga absolutely never tries to be funny. He's just funny as shit. Like it's not an act. Like this nigga been this way like since like the day when I met this nigga, and he's always been like this. Marcus, this nigga is super intellectual, super deep thinker. This nigga reads. Not a lot of niggas read like nowadays. He's also a hard worker. I actually had a job with this nigga, and it was some of the hardest work you can think of. Like we actually did like hard ass work, and I'm not gonna give nobody no free shout outs, but yeah, we was in like real type labor jobs, man. And also nigga has great musical sense as far as like rap and shit. Great music sense. I remember the time we went to Redskins training camp, we were just playing back, we was going like track for track, and yeah, that shit was legit. P, this nigga is like my brother from another mother. We did the whole music shit, and this nigga real live has the gift of gab. That wherever you walk into, he could talk to anybody. Oh yeah, we gonna connect. You know what I mean? Like he would walk into like a room, and it'd be like somebody you might, they kind of like D-list, type celebrity. Like, oh, Phil. Like the nigga, like, oh, it's Phil. Yeah, like that type of dude. Al is super loyal, super reliable. The nigga is going to be late, but he's super reliable.
Yeah, he got you. He do got you too.
When somebody say, like, what I mean, people would think about you, but they wouldn't put you in a prayer. Al's gonna put you in a prayer. Genuinely cares about, his peers. He's gonna put you in a prayer, and I don't know. He's just a solid dude all around. He's gonna be late, but he's solid.
I'm be late as shit.
Yeah, B not here, but B is just another solid dude, just super reliable. And just funny. That's like the only nigga that can like real life make me geek. And it just about if he get to laughing, I get to laughing. And like, the next day, it'll feel like I did like 100 crunches. Like
that's because Brian will find the funny in some shit that's not funny. You know
exactly.
What I'm saying? Like, he'll be the only nigga laughing in some shit. You be like, why is this nigga laughing? And then you see the shit, then you start laughing. Like all the time. He'll find the funny, like where it's not funny.
And he's like the model, like I could see Brown would be like if he had like a sitcom and somebody like wrote a sitcom.
Dog, like, yeah, I always think about that.
I think that should be a hit. Like he's like the model, like husband, father, or whatever. Like no, not like just the way he like
that story.
Yeah, even like just like how you go about shit. And Paul's like what I mean. I don't know. I said the shit at his wedding. Like if like a young dude want like a role model, look at Paul. Like the nigga is so ambitious. Like the nigga like checks so many checks. So yeah, nigga's studying right now. Was on this podcast like 3 weeks ago, and now he's getting his master's at Georgetown. Like what the fuck?
Right.
We talk about all that on this show. This nigga is studying for a master's at Georgetown. But yeah, that's us. This is the Flight Room Podcast. We out here, big baby. Fuck with us. Fuck with our merch out here.
We pull that merch up.
Order some socks, hoodies, leggings. Send us some pictures in them leggings.
I think them tanks gonna be a hit come summertime.
Yeah. Oh, and just because you see a color on here, don't mean that's like the only color. Like they have many colors: grays, whites, blacks, yellows, all that type of shit.
And we have iPhones. No matter what iPhone you have, we should have the cover for that. So don't be shy with that either.
And these are kids hoodies, kids tees, real good cotton, all that shit, quality shit.
Oh yeah.
It's a Flight Room Podcast. Fuck with it. And also watch the overtime, bro. Overtime, we talking about that shit, man. But I'll holler. Hit him, Corey.
All right, peace, y'all.